President Donald Trump has said the U.S. will substantially reduce joint military exercises with South Korea, citing his very good relationship with North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. He also noted on Truth Social that South Korea had recently declined to join the U.S. in the denuclearization of Iran. These exercises are not only costly, with much of these costs paid for by the United States of America, as usual, but send a signal that is totally inappropriate and hostile, Trump posted. Seoul said it was reviewing Trump's comments, adding it hoped a favorable relationship between Washington and Pyongyang could lead to meaningful talks. Pyongyang has not yet commented. Earlier, South Korea said the drills with the U.S. would proceed as scheduled. It comes after North Korea this month conducted ballistic missile tests banned by the United Nations. Trump said in his social media post on Sunday that it was too late to cancel, as the U.S. and South Korea were due to start their annual military exercises on Monday. He added, "While somewhat unrelated, I recently asked the president of South Korea if they would like to join us in the denuclearization of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and they said, no thanks." Trump's announcement came less than 24 hours after he posted an old photograph of himself and Kim from 2019, writing the two were great friends despite the unfriendly look on this particular picture. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office on Monday, Trump explicitly linked his decision to South Korea's refusal to give us a little hand with Iran. "We have 39,000 soldiers over there guarding you from Kim Jong-un, your next-door neighbor, and you're not going to help us on a very easy military operation in Iran," he said. "That's strange. All I want is fairness," he later added. In its statement, South Korea's presidential Blue House said it would continue diplomatic consultations on U.S.-Korea military cooperation related to the Strait of Hormuz, while discussing details on joint military drills with the United States. Experts suggest the walking back of joint military exercises could carry a high cost with relatively little benefit. U.S.-South Korea combined defense exercises are essential for military forces to be ready and capable of doing their jobs, said Leif Erik Easley, a professor at Ua University in Seoul. Scaling them back can damage alliance coordination, slow the process of South Korea taking on greater responsibility for its own defense, and weaken deterrence against possible conflicts in Asia. The cost savings from downsizing drills are marginal, while the diplomatic benefits for relations with North Korea are doubtful. Last week, U.S. and South Korean military leaders held a joint press conference announcing Ulchi Freedom Shield. They said the 11-day event would be similar in scale to previous years, with about 18,000 South Korean soldiers participating. During the news conference, military leaders also mentioned North Korea's deployment of troops to aid Russia's war against Ukraine. U.S. military spokesperson Ryan Donald said, "Our training accounts for that threat," referring to North Korean soldiers returning from the battlefield. About 28,500 American military personnel are stationed in South Korea. On Friday, North Korea's foreign ministry condemned the joint military drills as a rehearsal for an aggressive war. The joint exercises come days after South Korea, the U.S. and Japan detected the second North Korean missile test in days. Pyongyang has accelerated efforts to expand its nuclear and missile programs since the collapse in 2019 of Kim's high-profile diplomacy with Trump during his first term in the White House. He became the first ever sitting U.S. president to set foot in North Korea when he visited 7 years ago. For Seoul, Trump's post is a mixed message. On the one hand, they have been requesting Trump engage with Pyongyang, and the post raises hope that he might bring Kim back to the table. But Trump is also hinting that he is unhappy with South Korea's unwillingness to make direct military or logistical contributions to the U.S. hostilities with Iran. He has also expressed displeasure with other allies for their hesitance to get involved in the conflict, including Japan, France, and the UK. Trump's move to downsize joint military exercises with South Korea is not without precedent. He suspended the exercises entirely in 2018 during denuclearization negotiations with Kim. He said at the time that the annual drills were provocative towards North Korea, and stopping the war games would save the U.S. a tremendous amount of money. The exercises were again scaled back in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic.